Well, this trip didn't go anything like we planned. Well, the Ozarks can be hit or miss in the fall, and sometimes you get a beautiful fall, sometimes you get a really dry one that everything just kind of turns brown and drops. This year, it wasn't too bad. We had a lot of spring rain, and the summer was a lot more wet than it usually is too, so the colors this year were way better than we've had in the last couple of years.
Arrive at your destination.
So this early fall day, we decided to go on a ride to see what kind of photos I could get out in the middle of the Mark Twain National Forest. So we headed off to Mary Cole Ridge Trail. This trail can be found in the Mark Twain National Forest between Cassville or Roaring River State Park and Eagle Rock. Our plan for this trip was to be able to take Mary Cole Ridge all the way down to the Moss Gap Staircase. At that point, we would go ahead and take a left and then go down to the north portion, take a right, which will bring us back to the last part of the Mary Cole Ridge.
Yeah, it says unknown. It says 4x4, but it just says unknown, so it doesn't have much data on it.
This was a warm and beautiful early fall day. The sun was coming through the trees just right, which gave beautiful shadows on the road. We enjoyed this little drive-in. Well, if we took the full ridge, we're going to take a left to get to the other side. It would...
It stays like this. I don't know if I need one.
Yeah, we're going to turn off onto one that's moderate. This is easy. We're going to turn off onto one that's moderate. But you probably got about a mile before we turn off onto it or something.
We'll see how that tire is. I mean, I can feel the weight difference.
Can you?
Yeah. Have it hanging up.
As we got further down the trail, we did notice that there were quite a few little trees down over into the forest side, but that's pretty typical for the Mark Twain National Forest. Here we are coming up on the Moss Gap Staircase.
All right. Let's see how well we do. Hopefully there's not a low-hanging limb.
What?
It didn't take us very long to realize that there's an obstacle up across where a tree has come down over the moss gap staircase. But that's, like I said earlier, typical for the Mark Twain National Forest. So we did go ahead and continue forward because sometimes you'll see that there's a bypass. But sadly, in this case, there was not a bypass for us to get around. And even though we had a chainsaw in the truck, our chainsaw was not big enough to get through that size of a tree. So instead, we opted to turn around and we would just go on down and take the northern portion, which would also get us back on track.
When we got home, remind me to put a note on this one that you can't get past. I don't want to screw something up. I'll do it when we go home. That way others know that it's impassable. Impassable without a huge chainsaw.
A couple days.
And yes. It would have sucked to come in from the other direction.
This was storm. Just look.
Yeah.
It's still nice.
Yeah, it's really pretty out here.
I didn't narrow down a ton. 19. Looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe. We may be turning
To the
back.
left, not the right.
Or left.
Okay, so we're almost to the northern portion and you're gonna see there's another down tree, but luckily this tree is down across the main road. And so as we take a left to go around the tree, it should dump us out at the trailhead for northern portion.
Well, let me get closer.
Well, let me get out before you get me in the trees.
You're not in the trees. That's gonna stop me here.
I did get out and walk ahead of Chris just so that I can see to get through those really tight trees with our Jeep. And when I did that, I did find the trailhead, but it didn't take long for you to look and see that there was an even bigger tree down across the northern portion trail. So this trail as well was not usable. But we're not going to let that dampen our adventure. Instead, we're going to just go ahead and continue down the Mary Cole Ridge Trail and see what kind of adventure we can find down on the other end.
Might be able to get around it, but
I think we just. Where does this go to? Or is that to down and back, honey?
this is the down and back at that point, yes, because we were going to take that up to that farm road. I mean, there's some little offshoots that we could try too, but
right now
with all the
trees.
yeah. Actually, we might be able to still
Let's go
get
on down
out.
and then.
shots of
I'm so lucky to have a husband like Chris that'll entertain me every time I say, hey, honey, I need you to stop. I want to take a photo. This is one of those times.
Hi, buddy.
One without a dinging, but we'll find out.
You want me to get out and look, or are you good?
We'll find out.
It's funny how perception is as we come upon this little tree that we have to go under. We're sitting on 40s, so we sit pretty tall, plus we have an iCamper tent on top of the Jeep, and so we felt like we were going to scrape, but in reality, whenever we looked out, we had plenty of clearance.
Yeah. I can get a picture of you going under that one on the way back.
Baby, I want you to be here when the sun comes up and the day goes by.
It's the road, and that's just off to the side.
We'll see. It's straight.
Yeah.
We'll find out. And if not, this is our stop.
Right. Unless somebody's made a go around, which they have over there.
Oh, look at that tree. So now we found a third obstacle. And this one was one that we figured we need to stop and look before we try to go around. We wanted to know what we were getting into because we do have a pretty wide Jeep. We didn't want to get into a situation that we couldn't turn around if we needed to. So we're going to turn the truck around, we're going to park, and we're going to walk down a little ways and see what we find.
Down the limb. You're on top of that down limb. I can see it.
Said we went as far as we could. Get out.
In case somebody else does come down and want to go that path.
Well, that path, I can't make it.
While Chris is getting us turned around and parked, I noticed the most beautiful sugar maple over to my left. And of course, that's where my brain went straight to. And of course, I had to get some pictures. Our little walk showed us that it wouldn't be very smart for us to go any further on Mary Cole Ridge Trail. But even though adventures don't always go the way that you planned, it doesn't mean that it was a complete waste. I got some amazing photos, and I'm going to show you in a minute that we found a beautiful camping spot that I can't wait to go back and try.
So no, I'm not disappointed by any means.
Maybe. I don't think you can just stop out here and camp out there. Closer out here.
Let me get out of here.
I think
so
over
can see.
there.
I
You can go that way, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, because
We're back at that north portion trail. I've gotten out because we remembered that those trees were really tight, and we just wanted to make sure that I was guiding him through and not scraping the tent or the side of the truck.
Huh. Yeah. Can you pull that over? Is it possible, or is it too big?
As I mentioned, there was a great camping spot on Mary Cole Ridge Trail, and here it is. I can't wait to come back and try this little area this spring, or even maybe into fall next year.
yep, little campfire area. This would be a great little camp.
We're almost back to the beginning of the trail, and even though our adventure didn't go the way that we had hoped, we still really enjoyed our day spending together in the woods, just regrouping and finding a new trail that maybe one day it'll be cleared and we can go through the whole thing. As Chris is airing back up, Titus needed to go on a little adventure of his own. He loves roaming around in the woods, and I'll remind you, he is a blind Labrador. He got cataracts about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, but that has not slowed him down in the least. And Titus's little adventure gave me time to take a few more photos before we head back to Branson. Did I mention Titus doesn't really like selfies, but we wanted to say thank you for going on this adventure with us, and we hope that you enjoyed this trip too. Hey, even though we weren't out very long, it sure wore Titus out, so this is what he did the rest of the trip home. So now do me a favor and hit like and subscribe so that you can see more of our adventures.